Hi, this is Anis from Never Stop Trucking. In today's video, I wanted to speak about the mental health of drivers on the road. I used to drive myself, and I've experienced long waiting times and being treated like you're not supposed to by shippers and receivers and brokers, dispatchers, general public, other drivers on the road. So that all contributes to the mental state, to the mental health of drivers. And keep in mind that drivers are driving these big rigs, and that their actions will determine a lot of things, and like split-second decisions can determine, unfortunately, whether someone gets injured or worse. And being on the road like that, we as a trucking company and as dispatchers, we try to make sure that the drivers are well taken care of. And if there is ever a problem that's going on, we always try to approach everyone slowly and talk to them normally and try to resolve an issue if there is one. But most trucking companies, most shippers and receivers, brokers and dispatchers, especially these younger guys, really don't understand that when you're out there on the road, you are a driver, you're away from your family and your friends, from your loved ones, and you're out there, you're doing something out of ordinary. You don't have a regular job, you don't have regular working hours. You spend your day in that cab and in that sleeper, and you're just trying to make a living. You're trying to make it on time for the pickup and delivery, or to go home as scheduled. And then there comes someone that is messing with you and with your nerves and with your life, and maybe disrespecting you, telling you how to do things, and they never even set the foot in the truck. They're trying to explain to you how trucking works. And then on top of that, you might be getting late for the pickup or delivery because of traffic, and you get there, and then the shipper will just hold you there for hours. And they say, like, their logic is that we are renting your truck and trailer, and we can do whatever we want. And then you find out maybe they don't even let you use the restroom because it's not public. What do you mean it's not public? You know, you're doing business with them and they don't even let you use the restroom, but they don't care about hurrying up and getting you out of there on time. And slowly but surely, these things will mess with your mental state. And I know I've been there myself. Like, I would go out and just try to get out for a walk, and like you find yourself talking to yourself or kicking tires, because you're angry, like you don't know what to do. And imagine someone like that gets behind the steering wheel and starts driving, and this is for sure not the driver's fault. It just takes a long time for all of this to add, and slowly it makes you the person who you are. And when you talk to someone on the phone, you get angry or mad, and you get easier and easier angry. It's just like a little bit, you just need a little bit, someone tells you one word and it's a trigger, right? It triggers your emotions and your reactions, kind of like with PTSD, kind of like that. Because like when you get home, it's different. You're at home in your house, in your apartment, or in your car, out there shopping, with someone, with your family, and you don't get easily angry at those times. But when you get back to the truck, it just kind of reminds you of all of that, reminds you of your life. And a lot of people like driving, and a lot of people like trucks and going out there and driving a truck and doing what they do. They take pride in their job. But once someone starts disrespecting them and telling them how to do things and what to do, because we have the government regulations, we have the trucking company regulations, the safety manager, dispatchers, brokers, all kinds of people that are trying to tell you what to do, and you're there at the end of the food chain. Even if you're an owner operator or a driver, like by the time everyone gets their portion of the money, you get the least amount, the smallest amount, but you do the most work and you invest the most money into this, right? And that kind of makes you angry, okay? And these people, with time, they become dangerous for themselves and for their surroundings. And I'm speaking here with empathy. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying that the way everyone treats drivers, that's why they're like that. That's why they react like that. I think there has to be more education and more research done, and people should pay more attention to the mental state of the drivers. It's been like this it's been going on for years right now with the technology. The brokers want to track you, the dispatchers will and the managers, they will micromanage you as a driver, and you just say like, hey, this is enough, right? Like, I don't need this, because I see more and more comments online and from people that I speak to, and they keep saying, hey, this is not what it used to be, and I used to take pride in my job, I used to love it, but right now, because of the way everyone is treating drivers and even trucking companies, they're finding this job less and less attractive to do. And when you have someone that has kind of similar symptoms to PTSD, driving on the road, that's dangerous for everyone. And maybe the government, maybe when you go get your physical, maybe they should do more in order to evaluate drivers if they see any signs of those symptoms. I think it's dangerous. I've been speaking to some drivers that are very close to me that I know. Like I said, I drive from time to time, and I used to drive for around 10 years, and most of them are saying like, it's just like, I can't take it anymore, because mostly of the way others are treating you, and you just like, you're stuck in that. Like, what are you gonna do? If you have been driving for 10-20 years, you don't have much experience in anything else, you don't know how to do other things, or you don't want to do other things, you want to drive, and maybe there is no money in these other jobs that are around you. Like, the trucking would still pay probably better than most of those other jobs, so you're stuck with it. You have to do it. But keep in mind, like, if you're driving a small car and you're next to the driver, be respectful, give them space, and don't do anything stupid, right? Don't do any sudden moves, don't drive too closely to them, don't brake suddenly in the front of them, and just like when you see them, like, smile, okay? You don't know how it is to drive a big truck. You don't know how, like, when you're up there and your trailer is behind you and you don't see a lot of things around you, you have no idea how hard that is and how responsible that job is, okay? So if you see a driver doing something stupid, just stay away from them. Like a truck driver doing something really stupid, because there are drivers, the truck drivers will do stuff like that, but maybe they have a reason why they're doing it. Maybe they're inexperienced. Maybe they're not good drivers. Maybe they shouldn't be behind the wheel, not because of the mental health state, but because of other things, because they're just not careful enough. But please, if you're in a small car, ask a driver, what they do for their job, like how do others treat them, what would they want you to be like when you're driving around them. If you're a shipper, let the driver go use that restroom. Don't have the driver sit at the dock for 4 hours or even for 2 hours. There is no need for that. Okay? Or a receiver. Okay? Just smile when we come up to the window to check in. Just like at least acknowledge us, like lift up your head, right? I hate it when they do that, and most drivers will complain about it. You get to a pickup or delivery, and you can kind of see what the culture is at that company, because it has to do probably with the management and with the other people around you, and then therefore these people become just like them. They're not friendly. They're not gonna smile. They're not gonna greet you. You approach the window, they don't even lift up their head. Like they look down and they just, like, they don't say anything. They're like, hey, hello, how are you? Excuse me, I'm picking up. What's your pickup number? This is not good enough. We'll call you when it's done. When is it gonna be done? Now, when it's my turn, we'll call you. And they just put it like they're like, that's your job, right? You as a receiving or shipping clerk, it's your job to work with drivers. Maybe you don't have to treat them as customers, like customers are always right and smile and do, like, no, just be normal. Just greet them. Hello, how are you? Okay, your turn. Your stuff is not ready. It will be done in approximately 1 hour. I'll check what's going on. I'll let you know. Go back to your truck, and then I'll try to make this fast. That's all you have to do, right? Nothing else. Same thing with brokers. Okay, don't teach drivers how to drive. They know that. They know how to drive. Dispatchers, especially these younger dispatchers, like when you call them, say, hey, how's everything going? Is everything okay? Don't start with a bad thing, like something happened. Maybe someone called and complained about the way the driver is driving. Okay, sometimes you get those calls, and they say, well, your driver almost killed me, and they okay, hold on, what happened? Okay, who was it? Okay, you explain everything. Okay, I'll talk to them. We take our safety very serious. I will talk to the driver. I'll see what happened, and I apologize for this. And that's all they need to hear, and they're going to appreciate it. Whoever is calling you and maybe complaining about the way the driver is driving, and then you call the driver. Hey, Mark. Hey, how's it going? Good. Everything okay? Yeah, everything is fine. Just driving. Okay. Hey, listen. So it's strange. Like some lady called me and she started yelling and like, do you know what happened? Did anything happen today? And then like, you don't be like, hey, why do you drive like that? Why do you why you almost killed this lady? No, like just acknowledge them and tell them. Ask them for their side of the story, and then they're gonna tell you, okay, well, this is what happened, and most likely they're gonna say it's not the driver's fault, like the truck driver, like it's probably they're gonna say, well, it's a little car, and they come in suddenly, and they came onto me, and I didn't, like, they came out of nowhere, and that lady is crazy. Okay, well, I, as the manager here, I don't know, I wasn't there, I don't know who is in the right, who is in the wrong, but just please. Stay safe. Make sure you let them pass by. If you see anyone stupid driving like that, just slow down and give them space, and just don't pay any attention to that. If there's any trouble, call me, and then we can see what to do. But please do stay safe, right? And then you talk to them. You show them respect. You told them how you care about them, but you also tell them that that something happened today, right? But I still don't know, like, who is in the right, who is in the wrong. I still don't know. this time I'm going to trust the driver. I'm going to trust the driver because they're professional. I know them, I know them. I know how they are, okay? So I'm going to trust them, and I'm going to be on their side, okay? But they'll still know that I know what happened. But then if you receive a similar call in 2 years, in 2 weeks, then it's probably the truck driver. And then you got to talk to them seriously. And then maybe bring them in and talk to them again. And if something happens for the third time, it's just not going to work out. Because I have drivers that have been with me for 10 years, and I never received a phone call, anything. But I've had drivers who had been with me for like a month, and they received like 2 or 3 phone calls. So something is off, okay? But you gotta give them a benefit of the doubt. So when you talk, even if there's trouble, if something is going on, when you talk to a driver, just listen to their side, and don't like lecture them on the phone. Don't tell them like this, you're not supposed to do this. This was bad. No, bring them to the office, okay? Just bring it to them. Just tell them, hey, stay safe. Watch what they're doing. Bring them to the office, and then talk to them, right? And then talk to them face to face and see what you're gonna do, okay? But yeah, you have to be aware of the mental health of your drivers, because it's very bad out there. It's very bad, and you can easily, go mad over there because the way they treat us, and because the way right now, like the general reflection, or whatever you want to call it, the look the drivers have that others are imposing on them is different than what it used to be. I see a lot of educated people in the office, talking highly of themselves, how they work with computers, and they know how to use different software and formula, and they've been trained, and their vocabulary is better and all of that. So somehow they make themselves look better, right? And then they're like, okay, well, if someone, if this is a driver, then you gotta talk to them the way they understand. No, nobody. You're like 22 years old, 25. You're a broker. You just got out of college. You don't know anything. You know nothing. You might have went to a fancy college. I respect it, but still, you gotta treat others with respect, because we're in this together. Brokers and dispatchers and drivers, everyone is in this together, right? So you show some respect, and if the driver, like, no one is perfect. If someone is cussing you out, don't take that, or anyone, or dispatcher, broker, just don't take it. But any conversation that you start it with the respect, and start it with a positive tone, right? But don't let anyone mess with you in that way, okay? This is Dennis from Never Stop Trucking. I had to vent a little bit. It's getting dark out here, darker, like my video is getting darker and darker. Subscribe to the channel, come back for more. I'll see you around. Thanks for watching.